Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to RPM Esports for another week. And yes, season proper begins tonight. And we're at Albert Park, Australia, for the first race of the new season. And we'll try and pick up a few drivers and see what's happening. I believe, a couple of minutes into qualifying. Q1, of course, full qualifying this evening. So 15 and a half minutes remaining. We'll just get some information up on screen for you. And start to settle in for what is going to be quite a lengthy qualifying period, of course. And what we're looking for in this first session is to get the top 15 drivers and decide the grid for positions 16 to 20. And who is looking like they're setting a lap so far? Is that McLaren perhaps on a lap? No, it's starting a lap. That's Snellhenker. Who have we got towards the end of a lap? Possibly One Wing is on an outlap as well. So at the moment, it looks like everyone is... in fact, Kron may be the first one to complete a lap, and we'll go on board through the final couple of corners through this newly reprofiled penultimate turn. And we've lost Uglar already, so that's one of the five that are going to be knocked out of this first session. Not sure what's happened to him. Oh, he's dropped it at the fast chicane. Kron goes fastest so far on a 20.382 on the soft tyre. I believe Phil was on a lap, was he? Yeah, he goes fastest into the 19s, 19.991. And we'll just see what we can find. We've got a couple of onboards coming through from the drivers for their streams, and we will also quite a few comments on the stream already, so we'll try and keep up with everyone saying good evening to us. In the meantime, Spritzy's gone across the line at 20.209, and wow, I'm really not sure how we're going to pronounce that one this evening. We'll come back to that because Ricker goes fastest, just ahead of his AlphaTauri teammate at 119.7. Ricker showed some good pace in Singapore last week in pre-season, but was a little unfortunate with the final result. Philip Hogston, once again, as we've seen a couple of times in pre-season, Philip Hogston seeming to go for the sort of slow initial extra outlap and then putting in a lap on his second attempt. One Wing lowers the bar to a 119.457 as we've got some more yellow flags. That's one of the AlphaTauris returning to the pits. We'll just quickly catch up with the comments and hopefully not miss too much action on track. Bumblebee saying evening, guys. Very good evening to you. Shaq saying long stream tonight. Yes, it certainly is going to be. Luke, good evening from Spain, so he's enjoying himself out there. Brian says evening from Netherlands. Back at evening. Yes, we're racing Australia. Yeah. Colin says, good luck Ferrari and Bumblebee. We've just seen something happen there. That's Hartmann's been disqualified for... in fact, we've had a couple of disqualifications. What on earth has just happened? I think we'll go for the race director to see what's just kicked off there. So Hartmann and... I literally have no idea. We'll just go with Girl R. Both disqualified for blocking the pit lane. In the meantime, what else have we missed? Danos has gone P6 for Mercedes. Philip Hogston yet to lower that time, and he's actually back in the pits at the moment. And still, only 8 drivers to set a time. So obviously, still quite a way to go in Q1. Full grid to full quality is also fun. Yeah, that's Luke again. Who have we got else there? Smithy, let's go Red Bull. James, good luck everyone. Yeah, thank you. Alex Lewis, come on Williams. So a bit of support out there for Williams. And that is, of course, One Wing and is it Bumblebee? It is indeed. So yeah, a lot of support for Bumblebee out there. There's some more yellow flags. I think that's just drivers getting in position. Someone else has set a time there. That's Spivey in the Red Bull has gone into the top 5. And Huss, he I believe won last time out, didn't he? If my memory serves me correctly. In Singapore, it was a dash to the finish line with Richie, but did just about come out on top. He's currently sitting second fastest on a 19.7. So yeah, one wing, pretty comfortable up the top at the moment, but I'm sure the times will begin to fall as we go through the sessions. So 10 drivers now have set a time. Dragos, is he on a lap? Yep, we'll go on board through this new section out the back of the circuit. Through the fast left-right chicane. Yeah, there's a wheel in the middle of the track there. Just a reminder that it can bite if you get it wrong. Down to another new corner on the circuit, which is now, I believe, turn 11. Turn 12 is pretty much the same as it's been in previous seasons. 13 and then 14 to close the lap. And yeah, while we've got an onboard here of Dragos, we do have a track guide coming out, courtesy of Backer. Well, actually, courtesy of Collins driving, but yeah, Backer very much the architect behind that little feature. So yeah, in weeks coming, we'll hopefully have that out on a Monday, ready for the week's racing. But the last-minute tweaks should hopefully be out before the end of qualifying. So if anyone is knocked out in Q1, feel free to maybe check that out. And yeah, at the moment, what have we got? Giraffe and Entity banter continues into another season. Who have we got now that's set a time? Let's give our ears a break from the onboard. Sprink has gone in just behind his teammate for P12. And anything else changed? Cosmo has gone into P8. So at the moment, we're guaranteed 3 drivers we know already: Uglart, Gerlach and Hartmann. As the times tumble, Richie's just gone up to P5. Just behind Phil, 2 1,000ths behind Phil in the AlphaTauri. And what else have we got going on? We've got an Alfa Romeo of Dragos facing the wrong way. And was that another car off track as well? It was. It's Sinful down at turn 3 is in the gravel. So yeah, Backer, maybe that track guide is a little more necessary than we thought. It's not live yet. After the race, come on, get it sorted, get it on. What else have we got going on? A little bit of a lull at the moment, which could happen with the full qualifying. The likes of One Wing may feel they've done enough to get through to Q2, albeit there is a long way to go. So I'm sure they can go back out if they feel necessary. We've still got a yellow flag, which is for one of the Mercs out the back of the circuit, but it means we can't actually see how much time's left in the session. Philip Hogston finally puts in a representative time and goes P2, a 1:19.697. Alex saying Huss is on fire this year. Yeah, certainly looking like he's got the pace to mix it with the big boys in this division, and should be right up the sharp end. It's actually looking like a very competitive season. And yeah, hopefully everyone sticks around and right to the end, because yeah, there's a lot of storylines to play out all the way down the field. As yeah, as we mentioned, we're just having a little bit of a lull towards the end of Q1 here. Maybe drivers just preparing for another run, but they're not going to be coming out constantly as we'd find in a short qualifying session, of course, where you've pretty much got to get 3 runs in back to back. But, yeah, Philip Hogston returning to the pits. Someone's going out again. Is that Sinful coming back? It is, yeah. So, who feels that they've done enough, and who feels that they've got some more work to do? Certainly the 3 that aren't going to make it have made life a little bit easier for them, as Danos actually retires from the session. And that, what on earth's happened there? We've had an incident out of the final corner. So Danos is out, and at the moment right on the bubble, so if either Snellhank or Craigo improve, then he will be out as well. And Cosmo has a front wing missing, so I wonder if one of them spun and the other one's made contact since then. Backer is supporting Aston, so currently sitting P3 and P10. So at the moment, of course, that will be completely irrelevant for their qualifying or for their starting position, because they're both through to Q2 as it stands. 6 minutes remaining. And we're looking for, at the moment, 2 more drivers to lose. It may be just 1 more driver, as we've mentioned, if Snelhank or Craigo put in a time that's quicker than a 1:20.404, then Danos will be unable to respond. A little bit of support for McLaren from Law in the chat as well. So yeah, currently, as we've mentioned, 11th for Sprink and Snelhank with some work to do, but he's improving by a quarter of a second as they go down to turn 6. And now at the back of the circuit, not much really for him to do from here, apart from keep it as straight as possible through this flowing section out the back of the circuit. They've removed the chicane of what was turns 9 and 10, which means this becomes turns 9 and 10, the very fast chicane at the end of it. And at the moment, we just missed the sector time, actually, didn't we, for whether he was still improving. We'll stick with him to the end of the lap, though, and see what he can do. Down into 3rd gear, through turn 11, up to 6th for turn 12, and 13 and 14 to close the lap, and hopefully put himself, if he can put himself into the top 15, then only Craigo can knock him out, can't he really, I guess. At the moment, he's across the line. What's it going to be? Is it into the 19s? No, it's a 20.3 there, puts him 13th as it stands. And yeah, we're getting a very quiet track out there, as we said. Cron goes P2 with 19.6, a big improvement for the Haas driver. Who else have we got out there on track? That's one of the Astons. Is that Spritzy? It is. He's invalidated whatever lap he's on. I'm not sure if it was an out lap or a flying lap. Either way, he's going to cross the line. 2.2 seconds off. He's got quite a lot of DRS, so I imagine he's starting a lap now, as Snelling is either getting out of the way or he's dropped it through turn 5. Spritzy, though, down to turn 3. And we'll have to wait all the way to the entrance to turn 6 to get his first sector time. It all looks pretty neat and tidy, and commentator's curse, literally as it happens, caught the curb on the inside of turn 4, and that will cost him that lap. We've got Craigo out on track, and on a lap by the looks of things, so he needs to get himself out of the bottom 5. Bumblebee's down there at the moment, he's on an out lap, 3.5 minutes remaining, he's got work to do. Craigo, though, coming through turn 5, we'll see the first sector time very soon. It looks a little bit loose, doesn't it? And couldn't get up to 6th gear through turn 5. He's improving on by a couple of tenths. That's not going to be enough as it stands, though, is it? He needs to find more time at the back of the circuit if he is to get himself into Q2. Hugging the right-hand side of the track there, wasn't he? So he heads down to turns 9 and 10. The second sector time going up now, quarter of a second. It's still going to be, yeah, if he keeps that sort of improvement up, it's going to get him in the 120s, but not going to be enough to get near the 20.4 of Danos, who, as we've mentioned, cannot improve. But he retired from this session. I'm not sure how it works with the full qualifying on the game, whether he can take part in Q2 if he makes it. I imagine it probably does mean that he can if he stays P15. So at the moment, he'll be hoping that neither Craigo nor Bumblebee can improve. Craigo coming out of the final corner, and yeah, doesn't improve this time. Bumblebee, what can he manage? More support from McLaren from Westy. Bumblebee using all of the track on the entry there. Going all the way down to 2nd gear, interestingly. Short shifting back up to 3rd. Again, running 5th through turn 12. All the way down to 2nd for turn 13. And trying to get the power back on now through what is a little tricky final corner. DRS open, he's going to go across the line. I think this is going to be enough to get him into Q2. It puts him P9. And that does indeed knock Danos out. So we're looking for just one driver to join the 4 that are guaranteed to go out with 1 minute and 50 remaining. And yeah, most of them have decided that they are safe. Phil's going out for another lap, but other than that, the top 8 very much in the pits. Bumblebee, he will probably not go again, and that means Dragos, Spritzy and Sprink all in the pits as well. Cosmo's out on track, and Snelhank is in the pits, so is it going to be Craigo? Can he improve? What's he got left in the tank? He's on a lap at the moment, is he? It says he's done 0 laps on this tyre, but we just saw him a minute ago do a lap, didn't we? So I don't believe that's entirely accurate. I think he may be preparing himself for a lap now, but I'm pretty certain those tyres have got some laps on them. lining himself up through the final corner, and now he guns it, DRS open and across the line to start a lap. This is going to be it, 50 seconds remaining. He needs this one he needs to gain a second on this lap if he is to, oh, and he's gone off already, so that's the end of that. And we have our 5th driver to be knocked out of Q1, and as a result of that, everyone else may as well return to the pits. Phil is out the back of the circuit. Is he aware of what's going on? Probably not. Sinful as well. Actually, it looks like he's on a lap as it stands. No, he's on very low fuel, maybe coming into the pits. So, that's Cosmo's still out there. In fact, he's just improved to P6. But, yeah, we had some support from McLaren, didn't we? They've just snuck through into Q2 with 14th and 15th by the looks of things as we count down. In fact, Phil goes fastest on a 19.4. So, yeah, just getting the bragging rights ready for Q2 there. That is, of course, using another set of tyres. What have we got here? Hartman, best shot at driver of the day. Yeah, he's starting last, of course, unfortunately for him. So, yeah, now we've got Cosmo returning to the pits. That's pretty much it for Q1. In fact, that is it for Q1. So Craig, I'm sure, will return to the pits following these next couple of corners. He is indeed. So that means we're just waiting for Phil to come around. And yeah, nice to see we've got 21 people watching the stream. So yeah, feel free to get any predictions in or your support, of course. Great lap, one wing. Yeah, very good, very solid lap from the Williams driver. What have we got going on? Let's have a look. We have some chat in the Discord. Some apologies. Snellhink not realising it was full quali. So he's got a nice surprise this evening. Danos was on a hot lap. So it looks like Danos was the one on a hot lap, and Cosmo, I believe it was definitely one of the Alphas. I think it was Cosmo, maybe facing the wrong way. Yes, that's what happened there. Q1 complete then, and your order is Phil, One Wing, Cron, Philip Hogston, Huss, Ricker, Cosmo, Richie, Sinful, Spivey, Bumblebee, Dragos, Spritzy, Sprink, and Snellhink, and we lost 5, and 15 go through, of course, and hopefully we'll get Phil returning to the pits yet, and we can continue on to the next session. Apparently Backer has posted it just for me. How fun. So, I believe let's have a look at. Oh yes. Now, boys, if you are out of Q1, go and take a look at the RPM YouTube channel. Of course, you're on it to be listening to this, but yeah, open a new tab and go and watch the Australia Hot Lap on board with Colin, and yeah, find your way around this circuit. Cosmo picking up a 5-place grid penalty is not ideal, but he will go through to the next session, which is coming up any moment now. Welcome back to Q2 then, as maybe just looking a little bit overcast in the distance there, but as you can see from the left hand side, we're down to 15, and who's going to be the 10 that go through to the pole position shootout then? Let's have a look. There's no action at the moment, with half a minute already gone. Phil, first man out of the pits, so keen to get on with things. And what have we got going on there? Yeah, that's another bit of chat there. Yeah. So Phil out on track, and we've got to set our spectator menu up again, which is a little frustrating, but there we go. Yeah, so the AlphaTauri man who was quickest in Q1 is straight back out on track. Philip Hogston following him on track as well. Huss also looking to make an impact in the Alfa Romeo. He'll be he'll be pretty confident, I would imagine, of going through to Q3. Everyone out there on the soft tyre, of course. There's no obligation to start on your qualifying tyres in 2022, of course. So who is going to be our prediction for... Well, we'll go for a prediction for pole position, because it'd be a little bit unfair to try and pick people out that are going to be knocked out of Q2. It's going to be a hard one to call. I think we've not probably seen the best of Ricker, although I think he's still getting to grips with the 2022 F1 cars. But, who are we going to say? Who are we going to say? Maybe One Wing could pull something out. We saw him go quick early on in Q1 and didn't really see too much from him thereafter. So maybe he's got a little bit of improvement left in the bank. Either way, what have we got coming across the line? Phil starting his lap with, I believe, Cron just behind him. Yes, so we'll keep an eye on those two as they come round. Phil then down into turns 1 and 2. Oh, we've run a little bit wide. He's already lost the lap on that one. So unfortunately, that's going to cost him a lap on those tyres. We'll go with Cron instead as he gets through past the AlphaTauri down into turn 3. All looking pretty nice so far. And through turn 4, staying away from that curb that caught Spritzy out earlier on. 6th gear, not quite flat through turn 5, which is interesting at this stage. 6, so much quicker than it's been in previous seasons. Really does look a fantastic corner now. And yeah, absolutely flat through this section. What is, I guess, technically 7 and 8. And yeah, now positioning yourself to the right hand side. You're looking for that curb that is very, very difficult to spot, and indicates the apex for the left-hand part of that chicane. Very tricky chicane, and no doubt we'll see some DNFs there in the race, I'm pretty certain. Down to 3rd gear for turn 11, and then just turn 12, 13 and 14 remaining, as Phil's getting out of the way in the fastest part of the circuit, so hopefully no issues there. Cron is going to set our first lap of Q2. With 11.5 minutes remaining. What is it like compared to Q1? It's a 19.0, so that's quicker than anything we saw in the first session. Backer, that's my job done. Time to hang back and enjoy this and open a beer. I don't have one with me, unfortunately, so yeah, cannot join in on that. And yeah, drink commentating, I don't know, it's probably not for all of us. Either way, we've got some more times coming in. Huss slots into P2, One Wing 19.7, so it doesn't actually match his Q1 time on that first run. Richie in the low 20s, Spritzy a 20.2, and Philip Hogston again not quite up to speed on his first lap. And as we mentioned, usually goes for a bit of a breather and then back on another run. So, Dragos goes fastest, a 19.022. So, who's going to be first into the 18s then? It's going to happen at some point. Are we going to get it in Q2, or do we have to wait for Q3? Spivey's gone across the line in P5. Ricker is P6. We're starting to see some more times. The two McLarens have just come across the line. Snellhank 20.8, Sprink a 21.939, which, again, that's not as quick as they went in Q1, so I would imagine there's more time in the bank. Backer's going to have a beer for me. Thank you very much. How kind. So that's the first run's probably all done with. No, we've got Bumblebee still out there on track, and does he have his teammate towing him down the back straight? Maybe. One Wing gets well out of the way. We've got, I believe, an Alpine there also sticking to the inside. Bumblebee, though, final couple of corners for him. And all being well, providing you can get around the final corner and get the DRS open towards the line. Is this going to be in the 19s? It looks like it could well be. A 19.2, absolutely spot on. A 19.2 slots him into P3 so far. So 12 drivers to set a time. Phil, we saw, lost the lap at turn 1. I don't think Sinful's been out yet, but he is on an out lap as we speak. And Cosmo's still very much in the pit lane and leaving it a little later. So we've got Alfa Romeos 1st and 15th at the moment, bookending the runners out there. Simple. You can see trying to get some temperature into the tyres. Spring's just gone faster actually. 20.1 puts himself P9, so obviously you need to be in the top 10 this time. And at the moment we're losing the 3 that haven't set a time, along with Philip Hogston and Snelhink. On board with Simple still, as he prepares these tyres for a flying lap. As you can see, pretty tight on fuel. And now just going to position himself through this final corner. Short shifting for best traction, gets the throttle down now, and DRS open to start the lap. About 80 metres, just after 100 metres, something like that for turn 1. Oh, very tight, a lot of curb, so, but just got away with it through turn 2. And again, looking for the 100-metre board, braking hard down to all the way down to second gear actually. Short shifting back up to third. Turn 4 again, avoiding that curb too much on the left-hand side. Can he keep it flat through 5? No, a little bit of a lift in the middle. 7th gear now, and turn 6. It looks like a pretty decent first sector for Simple. 7 and 8. And then absolutely flat out down the back of the circuit. Not sticking as tight to that right-hand side as we've seen from some. And again, choosing to run down the middle of the circuit through the left-hand part. Letting it wander over to the right-hand side before the chicane. Taking a decent amount of curb, staying completely off the one on the right. And DRS open once again. And now just the final few corners. It's all looked neat and tidy, hasn't it, so far? And once again, almost cursed it there. Turned in a little bit too early for turn 12, and a little bit wide through 13 as well. So maybe just a little bit scrappy towards the end of the lap. What's it going to be? Can it get him into the top 10 so far? He's going to come across the line. We'll get the time. Is it in the 19s? No, it's a 20.2. Puts him just into the top 10. Knocks Spritzy out as it stands. Who is out there? Philip Hogston's on an out lap. Phil's just gone quickest actually, Phil McConaughey. Just slots in ahead of Dragos by 4/1000ths of a second. So once again the AlphaTauri man right up there at the sharp end, as Simple's again got lost at turn 3. I think getting out of the way of other drivers, but yeah, it seems to be one way of doing things, I guess. Either way, who have we got on a lap as we speak? Not many, they're all on outlaps pretty much. Philip Hogston maybe looking to improve from his 21.3, which I think I'm pretty sure he was quicker than. In fact, yes, he was definitely quicker than that in Q1, because that wouldn't have got him through. So his first sector time's coming up, and it is 0.2 quicker, but he needs quite a sizable improvement. He needs 1.2 seconds if he's going to get through to, well, if he's going to get through to Q3 as it stands at the moment. That's assuming none of the other drivers improve. Just under 6 minutes remaining. Philip Hogston then the middle sector time. In fact, it's only just 1.5 tenths now. Yellow flags at the back of the circuit. Then the final couple of corners. And that's just drivers getting out of the way of faster traffic. Nothing that will harm Philip Hogston with where he is on the track through turn 11. And 12, 13, 14. Can he improve? Just looks a little tentative at the moment. Doesn't look entirely comfortable with the car. We've got Simple out, so he will end. Oh, he's hit the pit wall. Simple's hit the pit wall, and he's P11 at the moment. He will take no further part. He's out of Q2. Philip Hogston, massive improvement in the final sector. So obviously made a little bit of a mistake in his first run. 119.5, very competitive. Puts him very much into the top 10 as it stands. And Simple's done them all a favour, because one of the 5 positions will be going to him. Back, get these champ nerves out of the way, Spritz. So yeah, Backer hoping that Spritzy can get himself up into the top 10. He's not going to do it on that lap, because he's obviously fallen foul of track limits somewhere out there. He's starting a lap by the looks of things now. Recharged the battery throughout, and we'll go again. We've got some yellow flags. Is that just for traffic, or is that an incident at the chicane? No, it looks like it's just traffic. So around 5 minutes remaining. There's a lot of drivers still in the pits, but you get a feeling that some of them definitely need to be out there again, because it's looking pretty tight. Anyone, I would say, from one wing down is probably not comfortable. If you're in the sort of the high end of the 19s, Spritzy though, what can he manage? Sticking very tight to the right hand side. Not quite hugging the inside through the left. What's his middle sector times? Just about half a second up. That'll put him in at the moment. That'll put him right around that 19.7 window, won't it? One Wing and Ricker, barely anything between them. Look, 19.706 and a 19.708. Spritzy though, doing a reasonable job of this final sector so far. On the power through the final corner. What's it going to be? Can he get himself deep into the 19s? Yes, he can. A 19.3 slots in just behind his teammate Huss. So Aston looking pretty solid there, and now the pressure ramps up on the other guys out there. Richie is on an outlap. He's P11 as it stands. The two McLarens could be going out. Sprink is... he's invalidated that lap. He'll have to go again. Snellhank's in the carriage. Cosmo is invalidated as well. So at the moment, who would we say is looking safe? Well, with 3 minutes remaining, the top 5 are all currently still in the pits. Not sure whether any of them will feel the need to go out again. We've got some green love from Backer in the comments. Very much a fan of the Aston Martins this evening. One of the McLarens going out again. Oh, have we lost one of the McLarens? A Sprink? Ah, no, it's front wing. 2.5 minutes remaining. Is he going to be able to get back to the pits and get that changed in time? He's certainly going to be pushing it. He can't be hanging about, that's for certain. So we'll keep an eye on that, because that might be a second driver joining Sinful in the Q2 bin. So back to the pits he is going, and we've got yellow flags, so we can't see the time, which is so frustrating. I can't understand why we can't have both on screen at the same time. But yeah, certainly the McLaren in a little bit of trouble here, and very much under pressure. Snellhank on his outlap. Spritzy back to the pits. Is he going to get time for another run? Does he need another run? Maybe not. One Wing and Ricker are both out on track. Spivey is not at the moment. I think he's coming down the pit lane as we speak, so he's going again. Richie's invalidated a lap. Is that Cosmo facing the wrong way? It is. Does he have damage? Doesn't appear to. The tyres won't be in great condition though. And Sprink's still in the pits as it stands. I think we might be 1 minute and 17 remaining, so we've lost Sprink unfortunately. So 2 of the 5 we already know. Cosmo, what can he manage? Is he going to be the third? Doesn't look ideal at the moment. He's low on fuel, he's low on electrical energy. I think he's going to be back to the pits here, so that's going to be 3 gone then. Snellhank, can he get himself out of it? He's on a lap at the moment. First sector time coming up. Third of a second up. Where will that put him? If he can improve like that for the rest of the lap, then he has a chance of making it through here. Who else have we got on track? We've got, I think it's... Is it One Wing crossing the line? Snellhank 4/10 up. It is indeed One Wing starting a lap. Ricker is about to finish a lap and looks like he's improving. Yep, goes P6. So that puts One Wing perhaps under a little bit of pressure. So the top 8, they're all done pretty much, aren't they? Where was Snellhank in amongst all that? He's going to come across the line now. Can he get himself into the top 10 and save it for McLaren? No, he improves, but stays P14. Cosmo is, he's out of it. So that's Richie. What can he manage? Goes across the line, P7, and that's Spivey out as it stands. One Wing's improving as well. Maybe Philip Hogston could be under a little bit of pressure here. The 19.5 maybe wasn't quite safe. Spivey's improving. A couple of tenths in the first sector. One Wing also improving. It doesn't look good for Philip Hogston here, does it? And maybe Spritzy right on the bubble after all. One Wing coming through the final couple of corners now, providing there's no errors. He is going to confirm his place. He's currently still in, of course, in P10, but will 100% his position In Q3, across the line, he goes with a 19.3. And Spivey, he's invalidated. That's it. Philip Hoxton lives to fight another day. And that's your 5 out of Q2 then. Spivey, unfortunately, he was improving. And yeah, by the rate of which he was improving, it probably would have been enough to knock Philip Hoxton out of Q2. But that's very much it over and done with. And we're down to just 10 for the final session. Phil fastest on a 19.0 as it stands. Backer, that turned out interesting. Yes, it did, didn't it? So once again, we lost, I guess, at least 2 drivers through mistakes. Sinful, we lost to a DNF, and Cosmo didn't get a lap in. Your top 10, though, go through. It's Phil McConaughey, Dragos, Kron, Bumblebee, One Wing, Huss, Ricker, Richie, Spritzy, and Philip Hogston. So we'll be looking to put them in order for the top 10 on the grid very shortly. So, back with you. Just a short delay there as I refresh myself. Top 10. And everyone out there pretty much on outlaps at the moment. One Wing still sat in the pits. But I believe we're going to get Kron, the first man across the line. And he has Spritzy very much on his tail. And choosing to follow him through the first couple of corners. That's interesting. So, yeah, on board with Kron as we come through turn 2. On the pretty short run down to turn 3. But still getting plenty of speed up down there, almost 195 miles per hour. All the way down to second gear this time. Only in third through turn 4. Is he going to be flat through 5? He is. That's the first one we've really seen go flat through there. I'm sure there's been a couple out there earlier, but that's the first one we've caught. Decent first sector time from Kron. Is Spritzy sticking with him? He is, pretty much. Yeah, and getting a nice slipstream down this back part of the circuit. Maybe that was the thinking all along. Either way, Kron now approaching the end of the second sector already. It's certainly sped this Albert Park circuit up, hasn't it? The new changes for this season. DRS Open once again. Already we're into the final few corners of the lap, and we're going to see our first times on the board. First runs of Q3, of course, so this is definitely the sharp end of qualifying. Cron, what can he put in? Are we going to see a 118 in this first run? Decent run out of the final corner. DRS Open across the line, and it's going to be a 119.0. So again, not quite into the 118s. Spritzy again a 19.6, just costing himself a little bit there. Phil's back in the pits, having invalidated. Philip Hogston, though, is going to come through the final couple of corners. Can he get straight on the pace this time without needing a little bit of a sighter lap? And across the line he goes. 19.8, maybe maybe the full qualifying helping Philip Hogston out, actually, because obviously he's got a couple of laps under his belt already. Huss has lost the lap there as well. Ricker, I believe, coming across the line, has also invalidated, so I wonder if that was maybe that was an outlap from Ricker. Or no, he's gone again, hasn't he, on the same set of tyres, so that's what's happened there. We've got Bumblebee first into the 18s, I believe, unless I've missed something over the course of the last two sessions. Bumblebee in 18.7 pulls that one out of the bag when he needs it most. Richie also in 19.0 puts himself provisionally on the front row. And yeah, Cron down to third, Spritzy fourth, Philip Hogston fifth. So out of the 10 runners, oh, we've lost Ricker. Ricker's lost it through turn 5, I believe. Oh yeah, big spin out of turn 5 and into the wall. So Ricker starts 10th. That's unfortunate for him, but yeah, at least with it being Q3, he's sort of limited the damage, not starting at the back. Who have we got on the lap? One Wing coming through the final couple of corners. Shown some decent pace in the first couple of sessions, certainly in Q1. What can he manage this time through the final corner? I think that was the yellow flag waving. Either way, aiming for the line. It's a 19.2, puts himself on the second row. As it stands, excuse me. So, one driver didn't make it round, and 3 haven't yet put a time on the board. What have we got? Just over a second covering the top 6 as it stands. We'll go on board with Phil then, because the other 2 are in the pits. I don't think anyone else is necessarily... Oh, we've lost Hartman. That's not good at all. He's starting 20th, of course, after that incident in the pit lane exit. Yeah, I can't see anyone out there going particularly quickly as Phil comes round to start his flying lap. I assume he put a brand new set of tyres on when he pitted, having invalidated that first attempt. Through the final corner he comes. What can he manage? He was, what was he, a 19.0 in Q2. That would put him right on the fringes of the front row as it stands, wouldn't it? If he could improve just a little bit. P2 would be a very realistic opportunity for him, but once again he's lost the lap on turns 1 and 2. And I wonder if he's probably out of brand new tyres now, so he'll have to go out there on a tyre that's done at least 1 lap. Huss preparing himself for a lap now as well, as is Dragos, so most of them out there on outlaps. Philip Hogston returning to the pits, is he? No, going again. One Wing is on an in-lap, yep. Cron is back out there and hoping to, I'm sure, get into the 118s. But he needs a little bit of an improvement to do so. Who is going to be first across the line to start a lap out of this lot then? Huss is going across now. We'll go on board with your pre-season winner from Singapore last time out into turns 1 and 2. Not bad through there, on all the right parts of the racetrack. So got some more yellows. Is that Hogston going slowly? Wonder if he's had a bit of an incident through there. Those yellows shouldn't affect Huss too much. In fact, they're clear by the time he comes through. Oh, a little bit of curve on the inside of 5. That, don't want to be doing that too much. You very easily end up like Ricker in the wall through there. So Huss yet to put a time on the board with just under 4.5 minutes remaining. He really needs this lap to take the pressure off a little bit. Second sector time is coming up. And I believe that looks pretty promising. 45.4 by the time he gets there. DRS open. Philip Hodgson is just approaching. You can see him there in the distance. I think he'll probably stay out of the way. He's usually pretty good at that sort of thing. He is indeed staying to the right hand side. Huss now through the final couple of corners. Maybe a little bit tentative through 12 there with the traffic beforehand. Took a little bit too much of the left hand curve and just gone unsettled. But either way, it's going for the line. What's it going to be? Is it deep into the 19s? It is a 19.4, puts in P5 just ahead of his teammate as it stands. And you have to say that's pretty much where we've seen the Astons throughout this session, isn't it? 5th and 6th. Colin Goodlaps from Bumble and Richie's put the pressure on the others. It has indeed. Dragos puts in a lap which is a 120.1. Fortunately for him, it only puts him up to P8. Phil's in the pits with just over 3 minutes remaining. He is the only man running to not have set a time yet. Kron is not improving by the looks of things. And he is not. Huss, we've just seen. Spritzy is on a lap by the looks of things. He's giving it plenty down at turn 3, so we'll stick with him. No incident through turn 4 this time. Big lift through 5. First sector time coming up. It is an improvement of 4/10. That'll put him P4 as it stands. Put him ahead of One Wing and his teammate Huss. There's a Alfa Romeo of Dragos just up ahead. Hopefully realises what's happening. Looks like he's going to turn into the chicane either way. And that could be hurting Spritzy. Oh, it's taken some downforce away by the looks of things. He spins to the inside. It doesn't look like any damage will be done, but the tyres won't like that at all. And unfortunately, he's probably going to have to head back to the pits on that one. Has he got time to get out again? Once again, we're being done by those yellow flags. Oh, 2 minutes, 5 seconds. He's going to have to get in and out very quickly. It looks like he's going again on this set of tyres, doesn't it? So, fortunately for him, he has some fuel. Back away for Spritzy, 16 flat. Back has cursed him, yep. That certainly looks that way. Who are we missing? Phil's starting a lap now, so at least we're not missing any massive action. Spritzy is indeed going again, but only 60% ERS. Hopefully he can get around. There's a car coming out of the pit lane, which I believe is Richie, and stays out of the way nicely. Who've we got? That's Bumblebee on an outlap, Philip Hodgson on an outlap. So at the moment, Phil and Spritzy are the first two that are on a hot lap. So we'll stick with them. Definitely the clouds are coming in, aren't they? It's not looking 100% weather-wise up there. Spritzy, what's his first sector like this time? Almost 3/10. I believe it was it 4/10 up last time? So it's not as big an improvement. We've got another comment coming through, have we? Try and keep an eye on that. Middle sector for Spritzy coming up. Yeah, almost half a second. Good middle sector. 45.1 from Phil. That's a pretty competitive time down to the middle sector as well. Follow him through the final couple of corners. That very distinctive Honda engine. Oh, a little bit of a lock-up. That'll cost him time through the penultimate corner. Puts him offline for the final corner as well. Across the line, I imagine it's going to be in the 19s. What's it going to be? 19.0, P4 at the moment. Spritzy, where's he going to go? In the Aston Martin. P6 gets ahead of his teammate Huss for the time being. Richie's on an outlap. Kron is on an outlap. Next across the line is Bumblebee. He's improving by almost half a second. This is going to be a mega lap, and we're going to watch it through the final corner. Bumblebee putting a massive stamp on possible pole position here across the line. An 18.3. Wow, what a lap that was. And Philip Hodgson is your next man across the line. Looks like he's going to probably improve, but stay 8th by the looks of things, unless he can get a big gain in this final sector across the line. Does stay 8th indeed. So we've lost Kron down at turn 5. Dragos doesn't seem to be improving. So Huss is finished as well. So Spritzy's out-qualified his teammate. It's Aston 7 and 8. Oh, and we've got a spinner in the background there. Was that Richie? It was. Front wing off the Ferrari. He'll go no higher than second, but doesn't look like anyone else can improve. Phil's invalidated there. Kron is out of the session, and Spritzy has also invalidated. So I think that mega lap from Bumblebee is what's going to stand as your pole position, and the only man to get into the 18s all session. What have we got? Yeah, so it wasn't Spritzy with the 16 flat. It was Bumble with the 18.3. And yeah, some support for Williams, as we've seen throughout the session. And yeah, some surprise that Bumblebee has pulled that out of the absolute top drawer. What have we got going on in the chat? Dragos congratulating Bumblebee on his qualifying, as I'm sure we'll see quite a few doing. Not sure what we're waiting on Richie and Spritzy to return to the pits, which should happen any moment now, and we'll get confirmation of your qualifying results. So that's your full qualifying session complete, and yeah, it was quite a journey, wasn't it? So your top 10 in Q3: Bumblebee, Richie, Kron, Phil, Philip Hogston, One Wing, Spritzy, Huss, Dragos, and unfortunately Ricka we lost before he could set a time. But certainly the AlphaTauri team looking strong this evening, if they can convert that into some good race pace. Other than that, yeah, Williams looking very strong. Aston Martin will be up there as well. And very soon we will be on the grid and get some racing action. We'll see the return of the other 10 drivers as well, of course. And yeah, be back underway very soon. Right, so we're back for the race, and just confirmation, Bumblebee was fastest in all 3 sectors throughout that Q3 session. So yeah, absolute dominant performance from him, and certainly looking like a good bet for the race. As we get underway on the formation lap, we'll just get all our information back up. Let's have a look at the tyres everyone's chosen to start the race on, because of course it's free choice this season. Kron has gone for the softs. Both Haas have actually gone for the softs. Hartmann also, and Uglar. Majority of the drivers out there on the mediums. Spritzy's gone for the hards, as we've seen last week, I believe, as well. Sinful, Crago, in fact, yeah, Sinful and Crago, the only other 2 to put the hards on. So we'll just try and get everything up and running so we can get you as much information throughout the race as is humanly possible. Some more congratulations coming through for Bumblebee on that pole lap, and we're at the back of the circuit then for the formation lap. Spritzy is perhaps otherwise engaged on admin duties or something, because he is quite a way off the back of the pack. One Wing wise to that as well, so unfortunately we've got quite a big gap emerging. It would be nice if we could all close up and yeah, get this formation lap complete as soon as possible. Weather-wise, it's expected to stay pretty much as it is throughout. No real chance of rain, and temperatures around 29 degrees. So, track temperature, sorry, 29 degrees. Temperature 20, so a very pleasant afternoon here in Melbourne. as yeah, one wing still pretty much on his own. So a couple of them, Phil McConaughey and Philip Hogston, are trying to hold back a little bit so that their tyres don't cool down too much while they're sitting on the grid. Spritzy very much holding back, so I'm not sure what the issue is there. But, yeah, it'd be nice to keep a little bit closer, but yeah, not sure what the extenuating circumstances are there. Yeah, championship-wise, obviously we're all level, barring any pole points, of course, for Bumblebee. Don't fancy that. Right, let's go back. Yeah, let's get back to your comments. What have we got? Any tasks this race? There is, Colin. How much I get a chance to use it remains to be seen. Yes, it should be running. Yeah, pretty much is. Basically, what on earth have I just looked back at the screen to? The whole line up in your own grid spot thing seems to be going well. Got half the grid disqualified. Oh wow. Anyway, we end up with everyone now on the grid. We'll try and get a forward-facing camera if we can. It'd be very nice to do so. If not, we'll have to go from the back. It looks like that might be the case. We've got 5 lights on though, and we're underway for this season, and we can't see what's happening, so we'll let you know as soon as possible. Bumblebee's got a horrible start. Cron leads into turn 1. Richie going with him. Phil at the inside as well, and running side by side with Richie, but Bumblebee down 3 places as it stands. They all look to have got through turns 1 and 2 pretty cleanly. Danos though is perhaps facing the wrong way. Yes, no damage on the Mercedes though, so hopefully he can get back. Oh, and big contact there. One of the Astons facing the wrong way. That's Huss. Down at turn 3, Craigo as well involved, and I think there'll be some damage, some front wings gone for that one. Uglar receives a 3-second time penalty for multiple how on earth have they got 3 warnings already? Huss completely off the track down at turn 5. Either way, what's going on up the front? Cron is away and gone on those soft tyres. 1.3 seconds from Phil already. Richie is holding off a charging one wing. The two Williams, sorry, have completely swapped places. Bumblebee down to 5th, one wing on the charge, and up to P3 as it stands. Yeah, back at that McLaren. I think that's in reference to the forming up on the grid. Look at Ricker up from 10th to P6, so very good start for the 2 Alpha Tauris, and McLaren's looking strong as well, despite having trouble lining up on the grid. Oh, we've got that's Phil. Has lost it on the exit of the final corner, and he's having to wait for pretty much the entire pack to come through. He can't spin it back round from there. He's engaged reverse, but still streaming through, and now he's got to be careful that he doesn't get disqualified from the race here. Spins it back around now, and yeah, back underway, but a long way behind. And that puts one wing incredibly now up to P2. And on those medium tyres, looking pretty strong, it has to be said. Looking very good for Williams. Bumblebee, though, despite that poor start, is looking to get back ahead of Richie, and certainly has the pace. We saw that in qualifying, so now what can he manage? Using a little bit of overtake as well. Oh, look at this down the back straight. This is going to be some incredible racing through this new section, I'm sure, as he takes P3. So Richie down to P4, and the Williams now running line of sight in 2 and 3. And with Cron expected to pit earlier on those soft tyres, it's looking very good for the British team. Rickon out to P5 as a result of his teammate's spin. We've got 3 penalties now. I believe Danos has joined the party on that one. Great sportsmanship from Phil there. That's from Colin. I assume that means for waiting for, unfortunately, the whole field to go past, yeah, rather than just knocking it in reverse and ruining someone's race. We've lost McLaren. That's Snellhank. Gets it back underway, and is, I assume, trying his best to stay out of the way rather than rejoining. Oh, but he's looking for the pits. So DRS is enabled, and yeah, well done there from Snellhank. It was a little bit awkward, but did just about manage to find his way to the pits. We've got Dragos in as well. Cron, though, has set the fastest lap of the race. He's 1.5 seconds clear of one wing as it stands. The 2 Williams getting very close on track as Bumblebee tries to make up for that poor start. And yeah, it's certainly putting pressure on his teammate. Richie just dropping a little bit behind, but still within DRS range, and Ricker also within that 1 second window. So your top 5, and then there's a bit of a gap down to Spritzy, who's running those hard tyres. Simple now picks up another 3-second time penalty. That's 4 drivers already. But what have we got going on? Bumblebee, there's no DRS down this back straight, of course, is there? It's the next straight through the chicane of 9 and 10. DRS open now for Bumblebee. Can he get within range of his teammate? Doesn't want to try anything silly at this stage, of course. We're on lap 3 of 29. Oh, a little bit wide there. But he will be just getting himself into range. And in fact, look at that. 1 second now, the gap between One Wing and Kron, who I'm sure the soft tyres aren't going off already. But yeah, the 2 Williams really closing in, and now both have DRS as we come across the start-finish line to start lap 4. And I'm not sure, actually. Don't think One Wing did have DRS. In fact, is that only the... No, there is a detection point, isn't there? Oh, wait a minute, what's happened here? One Wing's got out of shape by the looks of things, and Bumblebee absolutely sideways and still getting the move done. All locked up into turn 3, but yeah, got that one done. Yeah, I'm sure the Williams team probably watching that from behind the sofa, but either way, Richie is closing in as well, so it's all closing up for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Maybe that's just giving Kron a bit of a breather up the front, but either way, those soft tyres not looking great at this stage, are they? Although, look at Hartman. Hartman's up from P20 to P7. There's been a little bit of chaos further down that he's maybe took advantage of, but other than that, that looks a pretty impressive start to the race for the Red Bull driver. Here he is, going past Spritzy on those hard tyres, so his soft's looking in very good condition, as Bumblebee looking to take back the lead that he lost off the start line. And just at the end of lap 4, he's already made up those positions again. So we'll just, I think Kron is cooking his tyres. Yeah, it certainly looks that way. Maybe it is a temperature issue rather than a pure wear issue, because unfortunately he doesn't seem to have much of an answer to the 2 Williams at the moment. Bumblebee not quite got the straight line speed down the start finish straight, but you would expect him to be in a position to make the move. Sticking to turn 3, and he's run wide, and that's going to put him under pressure perhaps from his teammate again, who's trying to fend off Richie at the same time. Might just have enough to keep that position. He had the DRS, of course, from Kron to get himself back up and running. Ricker still sort of sitting and waiting in P5. Hartman in P6. We saw him get ahead of Spritzy. Sprink and Spivey and Cosmo are your top 10 as it stands. And we'll try and pick up everyone a little bit later in the race. But right now we've got quite a battle going on. And it's right back at the front. It's Bumblebee putting Kron under pressure down the back end of the straight, and down into what is going to be a very fast chicane, of course. So we've got an incident on the start-finish straight. Not sure what happened there, but Bumblebee does make the move stick, and we've got yellow flags around the complete circuit, and it's one of the safety cars. It is a full safety car, looking at the mini-map there. So one of the Haas drivers, he's actually back up and running, but no front wing. So yeah, we still have 20 drivers, but we do have a safety car, which probably is not what Bumblebee wanted. It's exactly what Kron wants, because he's into the pits, as is One Wing. So One Wing choosing to come off the mediums. Richie pits as well. Ricker. So Hartman, yeah, obviously pits off the softs. Spritzy's going to take track position by continuing on. Interesting that Bumblebee was the first of the Williams and chose not to pit. Is anyone going to get stuck behind their teammate double stacking? Doesn't seem so, but we've got a lot of drivers into the pits. Phil carrying on. Interesting, he didn't want to get rid of those medium tyres that have had a bit of a spin. But he's going to take some track position back as a result of that and put himself right behind his teammate Ricker, who comes out of the pits on a set of hard tyres. Lap 6 of 29. Can they go to the end? Yeah, back a full safety car for what? Yeah, not entirely certain. There was a Haas facing the wrong way at one point, but other than that, it does seem a rather trigger-happy safety car. Either way, we've got the whole pack, or we will have the whole pack bunched up again. Snellink is in the pits for some repairs, and he's putting a new wing on. Sorry, a new set of tyres on. sure what's going on down at McLaren actually, because he's been in there quite a long time. Maybe there was a penalty to be served as well. I'm not sure on that one. Either way, what tyres is he on? He's on some mediums that have done 2 laps apparently. Not sure how that works. Either way, yeah, we do still have 20 runners. Let's have a look at what's happening. Let's have a look actually on the TAS, on the telemetry. Player 3 has changed his wing, that helps. Snellhank, yeah, did indeed change the wing at that pit stop. Cron also had a front wing. Cron changed his front wing. So Cron came into the pits, didn't he, off the soft tyres, so maybe we've had a little bit of an incident that we weren't aware of. What lap did that happen on? So Cron got a little bit of front wing damage on lap 1, interestingly. So that may explain some of the lack of pace from him. Backer with a terrible joke that I am not going to read out. You can do better than that, mate. So, lap 7 of 29. That's that, a quarter of the race complete. Yeah. Bumblebee looking pretty strong, it has to be said, as we thought after qualifying. Spritzy using those hard tyres to get himself some track position. They've done 6 laps. He'll have to get them back up to temperature again. No, Backer. No. If they're desperate for a terrible joke, they can read the comments themselves. It doesn't take too long to work out. It's a Williams driver, not the one that's leading. Sprink's done a good job, hasn't he? Let's just have a look at some of the positions gained and lost. Sprink up 9. Craigo actually up 10, but carrying a penalty. Philip Hodgson down 14 at the moment. Cron down 9, Phil down 7, Richie also down 7. The pit stops may be skewing that slightly. What have we got? We've got the Haas driver now approaching the back of the pack. No sign that the safety car is going to be in this lap though, so we're going to go for another tour around. In fact, very late call. The safety car's in this lap. That usually causes some chaos, so hopefully we can get away with not too many issues. So Spritzy very close to the back of Bumblebee as we are all bunching up. Oh, there's an issue there. Yep, what on earth is going on there? We've got a McLaren. We've got a Mercedes that has jumped half of the pack, and we'll now have to wait for all those positions to be given back. And there's absolute chaos down at turn 1. Ricker off track. Not sure who else there was in that as well. Huss has got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. There's now cars everywhere at different speeds down to turn 3. We've got Philip Hodgson, unfortunately facing the wrong way, and no front wing, and cooked rear tyres by the looks of things as well. So Alpine losing out on that one. But Sprink has got ahead of Spritzy as a result of all that chaos. So once again, the McLaren driver doing a very good job in race conditions. But wow, what a chaotic restart, and Bumblebee 2.5 seconds up the road as a result of it. So he'll be wondering where everyone's got to when he looks in his mirrors. Huss is not too far off the back of his teammate now, actually. So the Astons seem to be pretty evenly matched on this circuit this evening. Spritzy doing a good job on those hard tyres. Craigo and Richie as well in the 2 Ferraris. Craigo may, in fact, actually, that's Richie losing out to Cron on those medium tyres. So yeah, the Cron splitting the Ferraris now. One wing trying to make his way back through. He's put a set of hard tyres on as well. He'll be looking to go to the end of the race, I imagine. And Hartman now P10, trying to line up the Williams for a move down into turn 1. Not going to happen this time. No DRS, of course. Turn 3 could be an option, but he's not quite close enough at the moment, it seems. Be a pretty optimistic move from there, wouldn't it? Philip the inside, was that a move on Danos? I believe it could have been. Medium tyres working well for the AlphaTauri. Snellhake picks up a 3-second time penalty. Phil's miles off the track there through turn 5. Philip Hodgson into the pits to change that wing. If he can stay on the lead lap, he'll be hoping for another safety car later on to get himself back in the action. It's a real shame for Philip Hodgson. Danos is dropping further down the order. Dragos up to P14. I'm going to actually check the telemetry because I wonder if Danos has got a penalty. Apparently not. Ricker does have damage by the sounds of things. A little bit of front wing damage on the AlphaTauri. Back to the front, just check in. DRS is enabled. Bumblebee 3.5 seconds ahead of Sprint. Spritzy actually doing a good job to hang on those hard tyres. They did have a break, of course, through the safety car period. Spivey running a little bit wide. That might give Huss a run. It is going to give him a run, and he's going to go up the inside into turn 3, and from there he should get that move done pretty comfortably. And yes, indeed. Excuse me. One of the that's one wing off the track, picks up a penalty as a result. I think he was trying to stay out of the way of other cars. Got a little bit wide through 3 and had to rejoin. Either way, it's cost him a couple of places as Hartman and Ritchie come through. Hartman once again looking like he's gaining a lot of places, but I'm not sure. Did he pit? Yes, yeah, so that's why he seems to have been making up places all afternoon, but still sitting on the outskirts of the top 10. Definitely looking strong though. He can keep moving forward. There's cars ahead that will have to pit. And Cron now all over the back of Crago, looking to move up. Oh, he's giving him a little bit of a push through the chicane there. Both of them have DRS, so Crago should be able to defend from that one. He has DRS from Spivey ahead of him. What have we got going on up front? Spritzy is only 3/10 off Sprink, and we'll be looking to get back ahead of the McLaren. I think he lost that position on the safety car restart, didn't he? So, we've got Simple and Geller that coming together down at turns 11 and 12. Back to the Aston Martin McLaren battle. Oh, Spritzy's wide. Spritzy's wide. That lets us through. I assume that wasn't any sort of team tactics. Unfortunately for Spritzy, down to P4. So he was looking at P2, down to P4. Oh, Spring's gone off. Unbelievable. Just as and now us up to P2, so it seems no one wants to be in P2. And Spring picking up a 3-second penalty, unfortunately, as a result, and having to rejoin well down the order. Bumblebee 6.3 seconds clear and having an absolute stroll in the park so far. Huss now in a pretty comfortable P2 as we've got more yellow flags. That's Philip Hodgson, unfortunately, probably trying a little bit too hard to make up for lost time. We'll just go with Shaq. Come on, Mercs. Thanks, Jetfish. Yeah, I'm not reading out anything Backer says anymore. He's got to make it up. He's got to redeem himself. What have we got happening here? Oh, we've got some yellow flags. We've got Phil out of the session. What's happened? Oh, wait a minute. We've got Mercedes involved as well. Is that Danos? Yeah, facing the wrong way. We've got a virtual safety car by the looks of things. There's no safety car on the mini-map. Still don't quite understand why we don't, get the thing that says safety car or virtual safety car. Would that be too simple? We've got yellow flags in sector 1, 2 and 3, which, tells us absolutely nothing. Danos into the pits. So yeah, unfortunately for these guys, it's a virtual safety car. And that means the gaps are maintained, although they will get a bit of a cheap pit stop for repairs. Bumblebee will be very happy to see it's a VSC because he maintains his sizable gap up the front of the field. Cron's moved up ahead of Spritzy actually in all of that. Spy VP5, Crago, Hartman, One Wing, Ritchie and Uglar is your top 10. So once again, it all turns on its head. Don't think any of the leaders are going to get a pit stop under safety under the VSC conditions. I imagine we'll probably be back underway by then. Backer's calling Luke back from his holiday in Spain. I think I'm being sacked. But either way, we're back underway. And Cron getting the jump on Spritzy maybe just a little bit there. So, Bumblebee into the pits. 11 laps on that set of mediums. Maybe he was planning on getting the last little bit of VSC, but it doesn't seem to have gained him anything. Either way, he's putting the hards on. He'll go to the end on that, no problem. What's just happened there? I'm pretty sure I just missed an overtake. That's getting a little bit tight. One Wing and Hartman down into turn 1. I don't think that is what I missed. I'm not sure what I was looking at there, but either way, this is going to continue down to turn 3. One Wing can't get anywhere with Hartman this time. It's a good little sort of 4 or 5 way scrap actually going on here for P4. The top 3, which has become Huss, Cron and Spritzy, are all pretty much spread out by 1 second. DRS of course still enabled as it was only a VSC. Crago is having to defend from Hartman now. Once again the Red Bull looking to make progress, make the most of these medium tyres while he still has some life in them. That's going to get very tight. Oh, Crago maybe not quite leaving enough space. It was right on the limit if he did. Either way, Hartman loses out, and that's One Wing who's now going to be putting Crago under pressure into turn 11. We'll just check if Hartman got any damage from that. Went from 0 to 3 damage. So I think that's very minor damage. So hopefully he can stay out there. Well, it's just a brush with the wall, really, wasn't it? But Crago really under pressure. Look at One Wing using all of the curb through the final corner. Oh, we've lost Philip Hogston down at turn 3. Unfortunately, hopefully that's not going to be... That's a full safety car, isn't it? That is. And, who was leading there? Yeah, just about all sort of the positions out. So, yeah, another full safety car. Which, who does that benefit and who does that hurt? Not sure if that's going to be good news for Bumblebee or not. He just pitted under green flag conditions, so he's lost a lot of track position. We've lost Philip Hogston, from the session, unfortunately. Some people straight into the pits, Cosmo Sinful and Danos, so the two Mercedes both getting themselves in. And I would imagine the likes of Huss and Spritzy will come in. Spritzy, could he get to the end on the set of mediums? Yeah, probably. With a couple of laps under the safety car, I imagine that's probably doable. And there probably is just about enough gap to get Huss in ahead of him. If they were to double stack. Spivey will probably pit. Crago, yeah, probably. One Wing, will he stay out on the hards, or will he come in and put a set of mediums on? I wonder. We're going to find out very soon anyway. Around this next corner. Does Huss choose to pit? No. That's interesting. Cron stays out as well. Spritzy's in. He's in to change off his hard tyres. Spivey's in as well. I wonder why Huss didn't pit. That's the second time we've seen the lead of the two cars. We had it with Williams as well. Choosing not to pit. Oh, that's getting very slow down at the pit entry, isn't it? Hopefully everyone made it through without contact there. That was certainly very conservative with the speed limit line. Either way, what have we got? We've got Huss now from Cron, Hartman, Richie, Dragos, Bumblebee is P6. Well, you would imagine the top 3 have to pit again. Richie could be looking pretty good on just 9 lap old hards. Spritzy on fresh mediums is going to have some decent paces, and his Spivey's gone fresh hard. Softs for One Wing and Snellhang. Sprenk as well, so both McLarens have gone for new softs. They'll almost certainly have to pit again before the end of the race, so that's a big gamble for them. Interesting that the Huss has stayed out on 14 lap old mediums. Why has he done that? He's going to have to pit under green flag conditions at some point, unless he's gambling on another safety car. Yeah, apology from Philip Hogston. Sorry to the guys I hit tonight. I lost the sound at the start, and yeah, as we as we all understand, it's pretty difficult to drive when you don't have any sound. You know, you can't get the downshifts or anything like that spot on. So that's very much unfortunate for Philip Hogston. Safety car continues. I will be just back in a second as I catch up with things. So as we come back to the action, that's very interesting. Why has Huss chosen to pit a lap later and lose all of that track position? That's not great. Down to P16, that's 17. That's a disaster for Huss. Not sure what the thinking was behind that, but I can only assume it's a mistake. We've got some comments coming through. Phil on about his tyres in qualifying. Richie B and Spritzy looking good if they can get through. Yeah, Bumblebee back up to P5. Richie looking pretty good. Yeah, Dragos is on hards as well, and probably expecting to go to the end. Although they're probably looking a little worse for wear now. Spivey could be one to watch as well. It all depends on what happens with these soft tyre runners coming through and how much chaos they cause, I expect, because they're going to have to pit again, but it's going to give us quite a speed differential between the cars on the restart. You know, we've got, for instance, Dragos on 13-lap-old hards versus One Wing on pretty much brand new soft tyres. We're in this lap, so a very nice early call this time from the safety car, and it's coming in, and we're going to get back underway again. And it's going to be Cron to lead us back into lap 17 of 29. Controlling the pace then, no sudden movements, and it'll be down to him when he drops the hammer to get us back racing once again. It looks like he's gone, doesn't it, into the penultimate corner? It has indeed, and got a little bit of a jump on Hartman. Yeah, good restart there from Cron. All looks pretty clean further back as well. Pretty spread out, much more so than the previous restart. As we mentioned, that very late call that the safety car was coming in certainly causes chaos. It would be better, I'm sure, to go for another lap under the safety car than have such a late call as Uglar runs a little bit wide onto the grass. Sprint now on those new soft tyres, putting Ricker under a little bit of pressure, trying to go around the outside of turn 3. Ricker runs perhaps a little deep, but does hold on to P11 as it stands. Oh, a little bit of contact. Ricker keeping it in a straight line. Uglar picks up a 3-second penalty for track limits. Craigo on the back of Spivey. What else have we got going on further up the field? Spritzy on those mediums. Oh, we've got Sinful round again. He's had a bit of an adventure this evening, unfortunately, hasn't he? There's damage to that Mercedes as well. So he's going to have to come back to the pits. Yeah, front wing completely gone on that one. That's race over for him unless we get another safety car, I guess. Remaining laps. Either way, Bumblebee perhaps come through the field now. He's on the back of Richie, so I guess this is probably the net battle for the lead at the moment, assuming Cron and Hartman have to pit again. Backer wouldn't advise those softs. Yeah, it certainly doesn't look like they've been the best tyre this evening, but you get a good few laps out of them anyway. Spritzy ahead of Dragos. Oh, that's good. What on earth was going on there? One Wing's through, but it looked a little bit tight at one point there. And maybe a move on Spritzy as well. Oh, contact. One Wing and Spritzy come together. Dragos involved as well. Snellhank can he get around the outside? Oh, there's a car off in the middle as well. That's Spivey. So, unfortunately, yeah, Private's not looking like they're, unfortunately, paying too much attention to the yellow flags. And we do have another safety car. So, unfortunately, it seems like maybe a little bit of first race rustiness there, as One Wing and Spritzy came together at the apex of turn 3. Spivey couldn't avoid it, and he's out of the race. Snellhenk, I think, may have just gotten away with it. I'm sure there's probably some damage to someone else in there. Ricker's running with some side pod damage and floor damage by the looks of things, so that's not going to be helping him. Back, I hope you got your steward badge ready for after the race. Yeah, I'm straight on to another job. When do I get my my wage slip back? I must have missed that in the post. Either way, we've got Kron. What have we got going on? Try and catch back up. We've got a lot of drivers in the pits, but quite a few drivers out there with penalties now as well. Kron's continued on his old mediums. It's getting a little bit overcast, but we've not forecast any rain. Williams have found themselves up into P2 and 3. Interesting that One Wing didn't pit off those softs. Cosmo has found himself up at the sharp end on hard tyres, so he's looking pretty decent at the moment. Danos as well, after a disaster for Mercedes, he's found himself in the top 5. Who else? Spritzy actually still P8, but Hartmann on new softs. Richie has dropped down somewhere as well. He's got mediums on. Ricker on new softs as well. Interesting that they're going for the softs. It doesn't seem to have been a good race tire this evening. Yeah, a lot of penalties to play out there. I've not seen that anyone else. Uglar changed his wing. Dragos changed to his Sprink. Apparently came in and changed his wing. Yeah, Crago changed his wing. Yeah, that's probably all as a result of that chaos, I imagine. What else? What more information can we get you? Temperature, yeah, cooling down a little bit. It's gone from cloudy to overcast. We don't expect any rain, as we've said. Danos actually holding the fastest lap of the race so far, so we'll get a point for that. Might even be 2 points. I should really be more familiar with the... it is, it's 2 points for the fastest lap, as long as you finish in the top 15. So yeah, there you go. Don't get that sort of insight anywhere else. Top knowledge. I'm now trying to find the chat again because I've entirely lost it. There we go. Cosmo into P4. Yes, indeed. Hard tyres, they'll definitely go to the end. One Wing probably won't go to the end, although these safety car laps will be helping him. So Cosmo, could there be a podium? He's got 3 seconds of penalty. One Wing's picked up 9 seconds of penalties. Danos, unfortunately, 6 seconds. Dragos, though, is winning the penalty race at the moment on 11 seconds. Uglar and One Wing and Snellhenk could be in with a shout of that one as well. It's anyone's game on the penalty race. What have we got? Who's on the pit stop race? We've got Snellhenk 4 stops. We've got Simple 4 stops. So a couple of 4 stoppers out there. We've got a few 3 stops as well. Try and keep an eye on those, as I've completely messed up there. Yeah, safety car probably going to be in this lap. Right on cue. There's a message that the safety car is in this lap. So, what's going to happen this time then? Kron's going to lead us away again. So hopefully it'll be a nice, clean restart as per the previous one. We want a restart like the second one, not like the first one where we had a car coming from, I think, 10th to 2nd or something. Yeah, not sure quite what happened there. Either way, Kron, when's he going to choose to go this time? Is it going to be the same as last time? No, he's gone a little further than last time. And now on the entry to the final corner, he's underway again. Once again getting a decent jump on Bumblebee, who's got his teammate One Wing right behind him. Those soft tyres coming up to temperature nicely. But yeah, longevity may be an issue. Cosmo under a little bit of pressure from Danos. So One Wing picks up another penalty. Does that put him to the head of the penalty race? It does. 12 seconds. 12 seconds for One Wing. Oh, a little bit of contact with the wall there from Danos. Runs a little bit wide and just avoids Cosmo. Bumblebee half a second off the back of Kron, and with tyres that should be in a much better condition, he'll be looking to retake the lead of the race. It's been a pretty chaotic race. We've had quite a few safety cars, and Spring's been back in the pits again at the end of the safety car by the looks of things. Danos is ahead. Was he on the grass there? Either way, he's ahead of Cosmo. And Huss is ahead of Grillar as well. So yeah, Huss moving up into P8. Spritzy now is trying to follow his teammate through. So the Haas tries to fight back down into turn 11. Hartman as well. He seems to have been overtaking people all evening, and he's still P9. It's been a roller coaster evening for him. Either way, what can he manage? Can he find a way past the Aston Martin? Oh, the Haas running a little bit wide. That's going to make him vulnerable down the start finish straight. There's going to be no DRS yet, of course, but there is plenty of electrical energy available to the drivers because they've obviously just got back underway after the safety car, but no one can make it through this time. We've got support from Joseph in the comments for Richie and Hartman, currently sitting P9 and P11. So that's going to be contact maybe against Spritzy. Wise to that one this time, wasn't he? And got out of the steering, straightened up, and managed to get going again. Craigo has dropped down the order behind Dragos by the looks of things. So Rick has got ahead of Richie as well. And oh, Hartman! Oh, we've lost Hartman. No, he had an issue in qualifying, I believe. Unfortunately, with just 7 laps to go. Looks like we've lost him again. And Rick now putting the Red Bull under pressure. He should get that move done down the next straight. It's going to cost him a little bit of time through here. What else is going on? Huss now on the back of Cosmo, putting that P5 under threat. We've got a 4-way battle for the lead really now though, because Crom once again starting to struggle. We have seen this with him this evening on both sets of tyres really. He's got up and running nice and quickly, but once the other guys are up to temperature on the tyres, Cron does seem to struggle just a little bit. Bumblebee now, no DRS this time, but it will be available at the end of the lap. What have we got happening? It all looks very bunched up down the back, doesn't it? I think that's probably something to do with the guys trying to get past Hartman. Can we hopefully all get through safely? Maybe, just about. Is there a car at the back there? Oh, we've oh no, Snelling facing the wrong way. That's going to be chaos. Oh my word. Oh, that's really unfortunate. We've lost Richie, we've lost Sinful. There's almost certainly going to be another safety car. That's not what you like to see. We've got 3 cars. We've got Hartman's only just made it back in the session. I think his car is still running, but blocked by the Ferrari of Richie there. Dragos out as well, you can see on the left-hand side. Oh dear. Wait a minute, is Hartman back on the way? He might still be in this yet. P14. He's not down and out yet. Safety car, so he'll get another chance for a pit stop. Bumblebee carries on. Danos also. Kron pits, One Wing pits. So those who put the softs on earlier, I think One Wing's the only one still running on those. He can get in and off them. Interesting that Danos didn't. He's got 10 laps, so he's got even more than that. Yeah, Colin's saying you're busy tonight, Backer. Yeah, Stewards is going to be interesting. Backer, who's going to get the first puncher? Don't think we're going to see any punches because there's that many safety cars. They've barely done any laps on any tyres. Richie dropping back. Is he carrying damage? Not sure on that one, but sorry, I missed that comment. But yeah, Richie unfortunately now carrying a significant amount of damage. He's out of the race. New softs can apparently be taken now. Yeah, you would imagine they'd go to the end. Cron's put new softs on, as has Sprink. To be fair, that probably did puncture his tyre. Yeah, probably. Colin gutted for Richie. He was going well. Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, I don't want to apportion blame before we've seen more of it. Obviously, only seen it once live. Stewards, of which I will be one. We'll hopefully get many more angles than that. But Jetfish, you can't rejoin, can you? Not sure on the ins and outs of that one, to be honest. That's for someone other than myself. Yeah, that's a shame. We're down to 14 runners, lap 24 of 29. It's going to be a sprint to the finish, and who's going to have the best tyres? I guess. Cron, you'd imagine, is probably going to come through the field. Hartman, I would imagine, if he is on control of that, he's probably going to pit for some new tyres and join the back of the grid. He needs to catch the back of the grid first. Picks up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings under the safety car, unfortunately. Right, Bumblebee is, if you were to look at the position change, he's led from pole, so it's a nice straightforward race. Yeah. Let's go back to the pit stop race. Snelling is winning that one, 5 stops as it stands, and the penalties, it's still 1 wing on 12 seconds. No one's really on a brilliant set of tyres at the end of this race, are they? That's sort of in a competitive position. Crom P10, in theory, could come through and win this. Although it's a lot of work to do in what is going to be 4 laps, I guess, by the time we get back underway. Maybe less. We're going to get underway next lap. Maybe, maybe not. All depends on what they feel about Hartman being down the back and not on the tail of the train. At the moment, though, no indication that the safety car is coming in. Maybe one of those late calls where we have a car broken away at the back of the train. Hopefully not, because we've seen what sort of chaos that causes. It is going to be safety car in this lap. It's not quite as late as the first one, so Bumblebee should be able to get us underway nice and cleanly. Who has got it all to win here, really? Could be a decent result for Aston Martin, 3rd and 5th currently, providing Huss doesn't run into the back of Danos there, as Bumblebee is going to take us all the way to the start-finish line before he gets back underway. Oh, a little bit of a slide, and now he's gunned it. Spritzy might have got a decent run there on Cosmo, actually, as a result of all that. Huss is up ahead of Danos, and Spritzy very much on the back of Cosmo. Maybe if he could use a little bit of overtake, he's not willing to do so at the moment, though. Oh, and look at that, that's going to be a massive move from Cosmo. He's going to run wide on the exit, and he's going to have to stay out of everyone's way there as well. Zuglar runs wide as a result and picks up a penalty, unfortunately for him. But that does put Spritzy up into P4. And at the moment, it's going to be a double Aston podium, which is going to be good news for Bakker. I've got a comment from Bakker as well. Danos is a sitting duck. Can you see tyre wearing TAS? I probably can. We'll try and keep an eye on the action for now and pick that up in just a moment. What on earth's going on back here? Craigo. A lot of drivers on soft tyres now at the moment. Craigo dropping back on 6th lap, old tyres by the looks of things. Hartman is he pitted and put old softs on, actually, so pretty much run out of tyres then. Was Hartman. Snellhank trying to make something. Oh, and once again we cursed him as he spins away at the back of the field. Bumblebee though, 1.4 seconds clear of Huss. Danos, and we'll just take a moment for that, although Spritzy putting him under pressure. We'll leave you with that for just a second. We'll try and look at the tyre wear situation. Danos, he's looking at left rear 75% as it stands, so yeah, not looking very good at all for him. Huss is actually looking at some pretty significant rear damage by the looks of things, so if that is true, he's doing a very good job to keep second place at the moment and sort of stay within touching distance of, oh, and a little bit of an incident down the back of the field. Yeah, Huss doing a very good job to stay within touching distance of Bumblebee up the front. Spritzy though, can he get the move done on Danos? He can. Danos now up to almost 80% left rear tyre wear. That's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? Towards the end of this race. We'll just try and get the information. Fortunately, when it's solo commentary, trying to juggle several things at once. We've got yellow flags. Snellhank out of the session. Hopefully we get that cleared under yellows. Haas there with no front wing as well. So really now we're just down to 12 competitive runners as the DRS is enabled, and it does look like we're going to clear that car under yellow flags. Spritzy will have Danos on the next lap, if not before the end of this race. I believe that's a late call because, wait, Danos is running slowly, is he? Maybe. Does he have a left rear punch yet? It's not showing me as such. But back, yeah, it's ending. Oh, it's going to end in contact there with Craigo as well. And that's going to be the end of, well, does that class as a puncher? Unfortunately, Danos into the wall. Craigo damaged as well, lost the whole front wing on that one. Hartman is now up into 9th place. Uglar is going to take 10th as a result of that. What's happening? Ricker is... he has floor damage and side pod damage. But yeah, at the moment, Huss, pretty significant rear damage. Diffuser, 33% by the looks of things. So at the moment, wow. Huss doing a fantastic job. What's... Bumblebee might have some front wing damage. Can we see that on the car? No, we can't. But I'm led to believe Bumblebee has front wing damage, and at the moment, that's outweighing the diffuser damage that Huss has. So the Aston doing a very good job. And oh, Bumblebee running wide. Huss on the inside takes the lead on the final lap. So just as last week in pre-season, we've got a grandstand finish. Ricker, though, is racing one wing. Oh, more contact there between cars, between turns 4 and 5. And Spritzy at the moment in a little bit of a watching brief because waiting for something to happen up front, I guess. Huss, look at this, they've used absolutely all their energy. Who's it going to be? Bumblebee versus Huss. Bumblebee's going to get DRS, actually, isn't he? Down the next straight. They're following each other through. Bumblebee, though, with that front wing damage, just can't quite get the nose turned in. He is going to get DRS, but nothing's going to come of it, I don't think. I think Huss maybe just has enough to stay clear. He does indeed, and surely now, through these final couple of corners, it's going to be enough. Spritzy isn't going to manage to do anything, I'm pretty sure. One wing, I think, has at least 12 seconds of penalties, so he is going to drop right down the order. Huss, though, out of the final corner, winning once again, and this time it's full points on the board. Round 1 goes to the Aston Martin driver. Bumblebee's going to take second place after leading for much of this race. Spritzy in P3 makes it a double Aston podium. Williams second and fourth on the track, but Ricker takes P4. I think one wing's going to drop well down the order. Cosmo and oh, that's Hartman driving for the line, takes a sprint perhaps on penalties as well. One wing down to P9 as it stands. I think he'll stay there because Craigo has damage. Uglar P11 and Grillar in P12 is going to be your final classified runner. Shaq disappointed in the Mercs. Yeah, unfortunately both caught up in incidents. Cosmo Very good. P5 on those old hards. Congratulations to the podium from Colin. As we just wait for this last Haas driver to finish the race. Backer, good luck to the stewards. James Johnson, this is carnage. Yeah, could say that. Well done everyone who avoided. Yes, well done indeed. So interesting, the top 4 all carrying some sort of damage. And there's your winner, onto the podium. Joining his teammate there. Very good start to the season for Aston Martin, and Backer knows it. Champagne sprayed then. What a night it's been. What are we on? Oh my word, it's 9:30. Been a very long evening with the full qualifying session, of course, but thank you to everyone who joined us. Thank you for plenty of comments to keep us going, plenty of interaction, and keeping things interesting. The confirmation of your results. It's Huss, top of the pile for Aston Martin. Bumblebee couldn't convert his pole into a win. Unfortunately, lost it right at the death there. Spritzy, a very good podium to start the season. Ricker recovered to P4, having had that crash in qualifying. Cosmo from the back of the grid to P5. Cran showed some decent pace, maybe just didn't quite have the tyre life in there. Hartman, after a tricky evening, takes P7. Sprint, One Wing, Crago, Uglar and Grilla are your finishers. And then your DNFs, Danos, Snellhank, Dragos, Sinful, Richie, Spivey, Philip Hogston and Phil. So, with that, I'm going to go and get myself a drink and probably a shower. And yeah, thanks very much for joining us. More to come tomorrow, of course, and Thursday, with first Championship and Premier Divisions all still to come this week. So that's all from me. Yeah, once again, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Goodbye.